I don't know what's going on here specifically. I haven't talked about anime in quite some time or so. I've been slowly getting back into anime, but I've been watching like anime like either on my own time. There's one specific show I've been watching on my own time. And then I got, I got the stuff in the Patreon. Of course, for those who don't know, I do have a Patreon or something. If you want to support me, you can support me on Patreon. But then also it has you access towards some of the anime reactions. Unfortunately, I can't post them on here on YouTube, even though there are some people who can post them on YouTube without any consequences. But when I try to post something that's really fun or so in general, I get copyright strike. So unfortunately, I have to put it up there. And and if you want to support me, you can. It's only like $5 a month, anyways. And I do have, I also do have a YouTube membership, which is only $1. If you want to help me out with $1 too as well, you can. No prices will be increased. Okay, do not expect any subscription prices increase. And also also the first episode for the anime will always be free, of course. And then I think what I'm going to do. So this is what I'm thinking of doing is basically when I'm watching a new series, the other episodes from the previous anime will slowly become free for everybody else. So for those who want to actually watch it and just kind of like watch anime with me, you can at the end of the day. So then it's kind of like basically it. So, but yeah, I want to see what's going on with the anime industry. It's been a while since I talked about it or so. I know we did talk about like Joey or so about his comment or so about the mangaka artist, which I personally disagree on his opinion. I think it's a little bit selfish of him for him to be like hating on him specifically, especially what he wanted to do with the technology itself with AI. But I digress anyway. So, but anyways, GB Reviews uploaded a video, and apparently there's a review saying feminists and animators declare war on Japanese anime because fiction harms people. Apparently, so this will be very interesting to take a look at.
A petition opposing the anime adaptation has been launched, claiming it hurts people with intellectual and development characteristics. Feminist All Stars assemble.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna crash out, bro.
Feminist All Stars Assemble? That's the name of the group?
So, there's been a situation, an escalation, so to speak. So, the video I made yesterday talking about Michan and Yamada-san has, exploded.
Michan and Yamada-san?
A Japanese poster that has made this post commenting on this. So before anyone gets it mistaken and thinks that this is the West, aka the UK, EU, United States, Canada, whatever, no. This is within Japan. There is now, not just this post, but animators that are pro-censorship and wanting to see Michan and Yamada-san completely undone. For instance, not be made as an anime, and they think that content that is even associated with darker themes or disabilities should not exist. You have a veteran animator, Terumi Nishii. She says she despises anyone working on the Michan to Yamada-san anime, especially those who approve the adaptation. The controversy keeps growing. This is a bad situation. Like, a very, very bad situation. And a lot of the Japanese are talking about this, and I think this fundamentally shows at its very core how there is an invasion, not just on anime and manga in terms of from the West, but there is clearly individuals, very bad actors, that are now within Japan that are now doing stuff like this. I mean, feminists. Like, look, a petition being made.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this now. I think feminism has ruined like today's day and age of feminism ruined what the foremothers have done in the past, to be honest. Like what they've basically worked to, to get what, the rights of women at the end of the day. I generally think today's feminism has ruined so many generational things that the foremothers have done in the past, which is very unfortunate, to be honest. And this is just another thing specifically where that this is just another one on the nail on the coffin that basically like just doesn't really take shit serious, you know? Like for one of the best examples, right? When you know when a woman like, you know, speaks out or so that she'd been, you know, raped, you know? I remember in the past or so, we would take their stories, right? Because, you know, you would take the guy or so and we investigate and convict them. Now in today's day and age, they'd be like, oh, we don't really believe you at the end of the day. And unfortunately, it's because a lot of women in general has taken advantage of the system that has been placed in it. So modern feminism and modern LGB ruined the movement of the past that started. Yeah, it's unfortunately that a lot of bad people have ruined what's been set down in stone, you know. The Me Too movement, yeah, the Me Too movement as well. A lot of these things in general just completely have ruined and twisted and spiraled it out of control, to be honest, when it was when normal people knew exactly what it was, right? But now it's been so crooked or so, and it's not the same as what it used to be, unfortunately. So that's the sad thing about it.
To basically stop this series from being made because it apparently hurts people.
Hurts who?
Insane. Welcome back. Video games causes violence. That's literally what this is. This is literally the 90s and 2000s panic of video games cause violence, TV shows cause violence, whatever. That's what this is.
Huh?
We are now in that stage, and Japan is dealing with this. And FYI, I talked about this, but I feel like this is very important to reiterate. Japan has a lot of people immigrating into it. They do. And I'm willing to bet you the same problem that they're experiencing, like, or what we see experiencing within the EU and the UK, is happening within Japan. I'm just going to be completely blunt.
This is really
it's the
sad,
same
to be
exact
honest.
situation.
I'm tired,
and you have
boss.
a lot of
Well,
these
that's too damn
that
bad.
Are, invasive, that are basically trying to change the very
Get ready to
systems
get
and
used to it, to be
foundation
honest.
of Japan and completely remove what is.
I think it's going to be a while until this ridiculous ideology dies off completely, right? It's going to take a couple generations because we are okay, so like we're basically seeing of like what's happening right now, right? How everything's already twisted and everything like that. It's going to be a couple generations until they completely cleaned it out and show people how crazy like this specific ideology is, you know, because those people who say that don't want to have kids, they don't want to have kids or they want that and all this stuff, you know, and they're like crazy. Once their lifespan ends, then you have the new generation coming in with a different set of mind, right? Granted, you do have some that, you know, fall through the cracks and everything like that, right? Which is fine. But I feel like some of the numbers will outweigh them. And it's just going to be like, it'll finally be gone. It'll take a while, but it will definitely be gone to some degree. Or it'll be minimalized anyways.
Established within Japan from the equation, change your laws because the people coming into the country do not like Japan. They do not like Japanese people. They do not like Asian culture. They do not like
if they want to, if they don't want
laws.
to have kids,
they want them to
you know,
buckle, bend, and change
not have
into
kids,
their own
then.
ideal vision to put them
The
on
less
top.
crazy,
That's
the
just how
better.
it is, and we've seen it over and over
I
again.
think the world would be a lot more
the
better.
entire world. I know that might be a hot take, but I'm just gonna say it like it is. Basically, we have what I've been warning about, what I've been talking about, taking front and center stage, not from the West this time, but from Japan. This is all but basically an attack, a declaration of war on Japanese culture, anime, manga, light novels, gaming in general. Because what do you mean?
Why are you trying to hit a specific like culture that's part of your culture, right? That makes millions and billions of dollars. Why are you trying to hit something that's like part of the economy of Japan? You know, it doesn't make any sense, to be honest. Why are you trying to censor it? Why are you trying to hinder it? That brings in income for your country. Depends, go, because remember, whoever wins the narrative wins the war. Yeah, but then if you have people who are more logical or so, they'll probably, you know, and they're less. If there's less of those people, they can't really control the narrative at the end of the day. The worst part about it, though, because they are not having kids, they'll indoctrinate others if they brainwash them enough.
Post has 5.3 million views, 13K comments, and there is just mostly Japanese talking about this. Like, this is strictly translated from Japanese all on this, and I think this really demonstrates that this is not just people from the West talking about it, this is Japan talking about this situation. This is definitely of a higher tier of importance than most things I talk about on the channel, because this is Japan talking about how things have gotten too extreme. Like, look at this post. 1.4 million views, 14K likes, and this is literally a Japanese account commenting that the matter of anime industry becoming increasingly extreme. Talking about, you know, for instance, Yanni Neko, talking about Takapi, obviously Michan, the Lolly Fint anime that's incoming on Netflix. You get the point. Basically, there is...
Are they upset or so that these animes are supposed to be poking a joke at some stuff, you know? I imagine Japan growing up and seeing what their own people are doing to their beautiful country bask my heart. We keep on saying common sense ain't common, logic is losing the war. Well, we'll see what happens in a few couple generations, to be honest.
Now, conversation that anime is becoming way too extreme and that it should be basically sanitized. You have someone even commenting that, you know, Sai no Uta, you know, should never have an anime adaptation. We don't need something like this. It's just... it's bad. Like, this entire situation is very devastating.
So they're trying to
see,
stop
honestly.
the animation
it's
for this
some
one.
Of the worst news that I have encountered.
I gotta see the trailer
like,
for this thing, to be honest.
Because this isn't just strictly like the West causing problems, canceling an offer, and that's bad. Yes, it's very bad. This isn't Crunchyroll's doing.
It can't be that bad. This is just
literally bad actors now within Japan that are systematically trying to change everything, and I think this is a problem. It's a massive problem. And I think that we are really seeing the evolution of what Hollywood has went through over the years, what the gaming industry has went through over the years, what the internet has gone through over the years. Japan is clearly going through that still, or just now really starting to amplify, and that, I think, should really concern a lot of people. But man, oh man, to see an actual veteran animator, I don't know what, like, you know, Terumi Nishii has worked on, I'm gonna be honest, but the point is we even have animators.
You can just search it up,
saying
to be honest, who it is.
For talking about this series, that you should feel ashamed.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do the research real quick. Terumi Nishii. Let me see. So we can do this. So Terumi Nishii is a prominent Japanese character designer and animation director, best known for her work of her JoJo Bizarre's adventure The Diamond is Unbreakable, Mawari's Penguin Drum, and Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Oh wait, is this who I think this is? Okay. Sensaya, Servant X Service, A Town Where You Live. So she's just a character designer and just a animation director for at least 2 animes. 3 animes, actually. Okay. My curiosity is, can I see real quick? So let me see. So her most notable controversy, the public debates, is this who I think that I think this might be the person who I think this is, to be honest. So number 1, the criticism is political correctness demands. In the mid 2024, Nishi sparked a major online debate when she took to social media to criticize what she felt were unreasonable demands for political correctness from overseas clients. The incident she recounted, a situation where international producers requested that Black characters in her project be drawn with distinctly wide, defined noses and nostrils to differentiate them from other characters. Her defense is Nishi argued that her specific art style, none of the characters were given defined noses and nostrils. Okay, warning foreigners not to work in anime. Nishi has frequently generated generated headlines of actively discouraging foreign animators from moving to Japan to join the industry. She has been brutally honest about her own experience, revealing that her very first monthly animator paycheck was a meager 2,800 yen, roughly 25 USD. While some critics accuse her of gatekeeping or resisting internationalization, she clarified that her warning was entirely out of empathy. Okay. And then predicting the collapse. Interesting. It hasn't really been much in general. When it comes to like other controversies on top of this. Interesting that she hasn't spoke about this. It's very interesting to be frank about. So it's kind of weirder so to be hearing what about recently? Anything like recently that has happened? Oh, here it is. The major controversy involves her sharp public criticism of the upcoming anime Mi-chan, and yeah, I have to see the trailer for this one, which follows a dynamic between a girl with cognitive disabilities and a Shinjuku nightlife hostess faced immediate backlash from the critiques who argued it exploits mental disabilities for entertainment. Nishi joined the protest, publicly comparing the anime's concept to a historical freak show. Her comments intensified public demands for the project's cancellation, forcing the production committee to issue a official apology and promise expert supervisions. Sounding the alarm on the veteran retirement. Oh wait, she's retired. Okay, so she's a retired person. So she's not someone who works in the industry anymore. Apparently she's a retired person, apparently. A veteran retirement. Oh no, never mind. I misread that. Sorry. I misread that. Sounding the alarm on veteran retirements, apparently. Sorry, I misread that. Nishi renewed her warnings about a structural collapse, pointing out the legendary animators like Hisashi Kagawa are reaching retirement. She criticized the industry's failure to train new generations, stating that once these masters retire, the industry's high-level craftsmanship will come to an abrupt ending. That's basically it. That's kind of like calling it. Basically, she's basically saying that like it's a freak show. Apparently, I'm not too sure about this question mark, but yeah.
For even approving
I
or
need to see
working on
what
an
this
anime.
is all
It's
about,
like,
to be honest. It can't
it's
be that
fiction.
big.
It's fiction, and the fact that you have these people comparing it to actually how fiction hurts people is just insane. It is so insane. We are back to video games causes violence. Oh, dude, I hate everything about this. I hate everything about this entire situation. It has gotten completely out of hand, and it's just getting worse. I honestly, with how much backlash this anime is receiving, I would not
This
be
anime is getting
surprised if it gets
backlash?
canceled. I think there's a high chance it won't, but it wouldn't surprise me. With the production committee even commenting about this, there's a chance. And if they don't, like for instance, if they don't cancel it, they might heavily censor it. And I feel like this could have effects on the manga as well. This is just... I hate this, man. I really do. This genuinely pisses me off. Like, actually upsets me. Like, this really does upset me a lot. Because it's not like Crunchyroll stinky ass doing shit. It's actually just bad actors now, even with Japan doing this. And it's just like, this is not the... It's just, yeah.
I need a little bit more info on this, since I'm a little bit out of the loop. I assume this is the video about the whole thing itself, you know. Apparently they're trying to censor a specific anime. Lives at risk over the anime and police are involved? What the fuck? Jesus. So,
bro, like, you realize how insane this is? You are insane. What do you mean that you're getting upset for basically disabled people, and then you turn around and you basically call it an arson notice, like actual real criminal activity against an association to help out disabled people.
What?
And this is over an anime. This is over an anime. What do you mean? What do you mean, dude? Oh my god, we have lost the plot. We have fully lost the plot. Actually insane. Like, oh my god. How does this even happen? Like, did you realize
It can't be that bad, right? There's no way this anime is, like, insanely, like, controversial, right? It can't be, right?
of what this does?
I'm so
Like,
confused.
let's
There's
put
no
this in
way,
perspective,
dude.
okay? The association that is literally
It can't
meant
be
to
that
help out
crazy.
disabled people makes an official statement that they think the work of Michan is not offensive to disabled people. But the people that are getting offended of Michan and Yamada that aren't disabled, by the way, and don't help disabled people, they are getting offended, wanting the anime canceled, and because the actual official association for disabled people decided to make a comment on it defending the anime, they do this. They commit.
Whoa, wait a second. Go back a second. Wait, excuse me? So you're telling me that actual disabled people actually defended the anime, but people who are like, who were against it say that they're the bad, they call the disabled people the bad people?
Offended, wanting the anime canceled, and because the actual official association for disabled people decided to make a comment on it defending the anime, they do this. They commit real criminal activity.
That's fucking crazy to be hearing what I'm hearing right now.
What, dude? Dude, sometimes reality really is more unbelievable than fiction. Because this is probably one of the most batshit insane things I have seen.
But he literally said that apparently that the main characters are not disabled. Apparently, that's what he said in this video, in this VOD itself.
A very long time. But don't worry, trust me, I have a lot more to talk about than just this. There is literally thousands of people now getting scammed out of their money because they were being or helping out a petition that was pro-censorship of anime and manga.
Hold up a second. I gotta read this. I have to read this. The petition against Michan and Yamada-san by Makoto Kunishi was just a fundraising ploy. Only 2,000 signatures in the first 2 days, not even close to a strong start. And the anime adaptation is next year, yet for some reason the petition runs until December this year. It's painfully obvious they have no real intention of stopping it, though it seems they've managed to extract some donations. They probably gotten a taste of the raking in a certain amount of donations just by loudly expressing strong concerns. The behavior of these parasites who turn cancel culture into cash is truly unforgivable. Money-worshipping feminism is what deserves to perish. See, this is the example of logic losing. Dude, they literally were conning people from the signature thing, dude. This is crazy in my personal opinion. Oh my god. If there's an anime adaptation that's happening, I have to see the trailer. Like, I have to see it. There's no way I'm not gonna see the trailer. I have to see it to see what's going on here. I need context for this anime.
Mainly Michan and Yamada-san. So I'm glad thousands of people got scammed out of their money, by the way. Like, good, because these absolute
that's all I gotta
parasites
say.
should be scammed out of their money because they're wanting to be pro-censorship and siding with individuals that would do something like this.
This is crazy.
Gross. Absolutely gross. So I need to give some deets. I need to give some lore here because obviously there's probably a lot of people coming into this video that have no idea why this has escalated to such a degree.
Please
so
tell
I'm
me.
gonna give a brief rundown. But if you want the full story, watch the last 2 videos I made on the channel. They talk about the step-by-step of escalation for the last few days. So anyways, Michan and Yamada is a very infamous series in Japan. Before it got an anime announcement, the manga reached kind of a cult following within Japan, where a lot of people in online circles within Japan, they started to use the term Michan as basically an insult. Because Michan within the story, she was someone that was deemed slow, someone that was low intelligence, and so basically you had a lot of people online doing what they do best. They create memes out of things that they enjoy.
That's it? That's it? Okay. All right. Okay.
And so they started calling people, oh, you're a Michan. You're a Michan. And to kind of summarize this in the best way, Michan turned into basically the equivalent of you're a retard, but in Japanese, with just a different word. It's just the escalation of meme culture, different words being used for different things. You know how LARPers use now constantly about different stuff and all that.
That's
You
it?
have goon and all that. You get the point. Anyways, basically, when the manga reached this status, there was a lot of people basically saying that the series should be canceled. Then it finally got an anime announcement just like 2 to 3 days ago, and obviously that drama escalated into a massive explosion where a lot of bad actors started keying in on the situation and tried to use it as a way to make a profit, make money off the situation, but also effectively sanitize and get anime and manga, censored and banned. This escalated to such a degree that the production committee had to straight up make an official statement saying they are aware of the controversy, they are aware of the drama, basically responding to these absolute psychopaths, responding to these crazy people. They actually responded and gave them a little bit
You shouldn't be responding to these people because you're never going to satisfy them either way or another, to be honest. You really shouldn't. Like, the company should not bend a knee to these people because these aren't the people that are going to watch or read your content. I'm like, there's already a fan base already to begin with, so
basically like, oh, we hear you, we know, we hear your voice and all that. And I'm like, this is the very thing that we saw from Hollywood and gaming and all that, where they listened to the crazies, the very loud vocal minority, and they censored and changed everything because of a few, and instead of the many. But the point here is that basically, after all this happened, it has now escalated to a point where a petition was made by a bunch of feminists to get the series canceled. You had politicians talking about the situation, even veteran animators straight up saying that you should feel ashamed for this anime to even be greenlit and made, and that you should just be absolutely pretty much removed from the anime industry if you even dare work on something like this. It is actually just a bad situation. And so now we have the escalation with an arson notice and stuff, police getting involved, and then obviously the scam of thousands of people getting their money scammed out because they decided to help out a pro-censorship, petition for anime manga. And once again, good. I'm glad these people got scammed out of their money. Like, I'm very glad to see that, because that's what you get for being pro-censorship, I'm just gonna say. But it is just insane, though, how there's so many people, even these feminists, that are just using this as a way to generate profit instead of actually fighting for what they potentially believe in. They're just trying to make money. And it's just like, dude, it is so scummy. Like, it's honestly one of the most scummy things I think I have seen in a while. But this situation has just gotten so bad. It is so bad. Like, the fact that this has even happened and all that, I would not even be shocked, like, because of police being involved and how much escalation that has caused. I would not be shocked if something happens to the anime to where it might get canceled, because it's just such a risk.
No, I hope it doesn't get canceled, to be honest.
Called in, and then you obviously know years ago.
I have to see the trailer, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a serious situation. There was someone that burnt down KyoAni, okay? I hate to bring up old wounds, but there was a psycho that burnt down KyoAni. And I mean, when you're getting like an arson attack and all that, like a warning and stuff for the situation, it could make you think that this might happen to them. And I could see a lot of fear there, because this is not the first time something like this has happened. So I guess we'll have to see. But this is a very crazy situation.
Wow, so this is basically what's happening.
But you all have a fantastic day, or not, wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. It does help me out a lot. But be safe, stay healthy, chibi.
That's crazy. Okay, I did not know about that, actually, to be frankly honest. God, this okay, so this is like one of the reasons why I don't really keep tabs with the anime community. You got a lot of crazy people in the goddamn place. But even then, on top of that, I've never even knew this was actually happening, to be honest. Kind of crazy, I'll be honest with you. Wow, okay, all right, it has definitely. All right, piece of fiction, media literacy is dead. These people treat fictional characters like they're real people. Why treating real people while they're treating like they treat real people while treating real people like garbage? More proof these crazies need to be held accountable for their actions. I'll support this anime out of respect and in the spite of the psychopaths. Okay, it can't be that bad, okay? You know what? I'm gonna go take a look at the freaking trailer and yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe to all that fancy jazzy stuff. New anime community, these tourists always ruin someone's hobby. I think everything before 2019 was the best for anime, to be honest. Everything after 2019, the whole anime community or so has been warped to a different dimension at this point, you know? So yeah, that's why I just don't really like. I just kind of like watch the shows and I just enjoy it and I just keep to myself and that's it, you know. So, anyways, that's the end of the video, and I'm gonna go take a look at that trailer and we're gonna see what the big hubbub is about. And literally, people are getting mad at the word "mi-chan" just because it's supposed to mean you're slow. I guess it's just another term of just like not it's not really a derogatory, to be honest, but apparently it's going to become a derogatory, but I digress. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.